Let's make it count.
Perfect Turd Podcast, episode 129, Lamar, War Pigs.
Today, we are celebrating June 6th, D-Day, when the American forces stormed into Normandy for World War II. And so we decided to watch War Pigs.
Well, it's got a lot of big names in this movie, Lamar. We have Luke Goss, Dolph Lundren. We've got Chuck Liddell, UFC fighter, and Mickey Rourke.
When you say in, what do you mean? Because we're going to have to talk about this.
Well, when we noticed that these people were in the movie,
quotations.
That's the point where you start the countdown from the when the movie starts to see how long they're going to be in the movie.
Good Lord.
Yeah. I mean, well, let's say this. Chuck Liddell was not in the movie long enough. He's in there for about, 2 minutes, if that?
Yes.
And then you had Mickey Rourke was second worst as far as how long he was in the movie.
He might have been there for about 2 days.
You think 2 days, Max?
Maybe one.
I think he could do all his scenes in one day.
Yeah, you're right, because he doesn't really walk that much or do anything. So
his job in this movie was to basically deliver the mission. Like, here's what we're going to do, guys.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Now, I will say Dolph Lundren was in the movie the whole way through, and Luke Goss as well.
They were working together. Luke Goss is the grizzled leader of the battalion, and
well, we'll run down the premise.
Do the plot.
Premise real quick.
Yes.
Luke Goss, he's suffering a little bit from the past, some mistakes he made in another battle. So he's lost friends. Mickey Rourke's character brings him in. I need you for a top secret mission. You're going to have to work with a Frenchman played by Dolph Lundren. And you're going to have to go work with these other guys that are called the War Pigs. And they're kind of like a ragtag group of soldiers. They're more like they don't follow the rules type of guys. You're going to have to go train these guys and do a top secret mission because we found out that Nazis are building a secret missile launcher or something.
Yeah.
Shit hits the fan and they end up, fighting Nazis.
Have you ever heard of the movie Dirty Dozen? Have you ever heard of that movie?
It sounds familiar.
It's basically kind of the same thing. It's this ragtag group of but these guys are they've gotten in trouble. They're criminals and stuff like that. And they're going on a suicide mission.
Pretty much. We do have categories to judge this movie by.
Oh, let's talk about it.
We've got the 5 categories. And as we break down the 5 categories, we'll really pick this movie apart.
Okay.
So we each get maximum 1 point per category, and then we'll average out the score at the end. Category number 1, Lamar, this is the most important one to me. Accents. In particular, Dolph Lundgren's accent.
Yeah, I'm going to make a rule. Dolph Lundgren is a B-movie hero.
Yes.
He can only play Russian, and this movie proves it.
Yeah, and he's like Swedish or something, right?
Yeah, it's like... I was watching the movie. I was like, he's either deciding to do the accent or he's trying horribly. Because I was just like...
Yeah, he plays a French Foreign Legion soldier that's teaming up with him. Here's the issue that I had, Lamar. In every fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, they explain in the movie why his character has a French accent. Yeah. If there was ever a movie where you should have cast Jean-Claude Van Damme, this would have been it. And instead they cast Dolph Lundgren to play a Frenchman. What the hell? So I'm giving it a 0 for accents.
Okay, I agree. That Dolph Lundgren, he can only play a Russian. If he was a Russian, and he can only play a Russian that speaks a few sentences at a time. That's it. Yeah, so no on the accents. No points.
All right,
no points.
What's next category?
Nazi representation. I think the Nazis were diabolical enough. They did mean things. They were a-holes. There was a torture scene and everything like that. It's just these movies are basically killed Nazis, fantasies. So they were mean enough. There was a torture scene. They were mean. That's a horrible accent. Speaking of horrible accents, I could have been in this movie, Joe. But yeah, I feel like they were devious enough. So I'm giving it a 1. Yes.
I'm giving it a half a point. And here's the reason why. They did some evil things, but they were also dumb enough to get fooled by our group of heroes wearing Nazi paraphernalia. So for that reason, I'm taking off a half a point. So
now we get to the nitty gritty, the killing of the Nazis.
Killing of the Nazis and the action of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it another half a point. There was action in the movie. There was enough action where I was like, okay, this is not awful. It's just not well done. But so half a point for me.
I'm going to give him a point for one reason. You probably know the reason I'm going to give it. There's a scene where a Nazi man is hit in the head with a golden statue of Hitler. Yeah. And Luke Goss says, "Hail Hitler." I was like, I'll give it a point just for that. I was like, yeah, come on. Yeah, let's do it. Yes.
All right. Well, next category is American Pride.
I feel like this was lacking. And I feel like with World War II, there's that kind of nostalgia of like, these were regular guys that had to rise to the occasion. They have a little bit of that. I'm giving them a half a point on this
Half a point for you.
Half a point. They're the guys that were thrown into an unwinnable situation, but they weren't. The American Pride could have went overboard. Like,
yeah. I'm giving it a half point. Same reason. It's like they never really had that scene where like the guy's looking at a picture of his wife and baby back home.
Exactly.
This is why we're doing it. You know, this is, you know, there's none of that like, let's get them or none of that. It's kind of like, we're here and we'll go do this stupid mission or whatever. So yeah. Well, that leads us into the last category, Lamar, which is to talk about our heroes, the crew itself.
You mean the group of, what was it, 4 to 5 men that are basically the same goddamn character?
Yeah.
That's the part that gets me with this movie, because when you look at any war movie, they have like a character that's, you know, maybe he's a little rigid, maybe this guy's a tough guy, the wisecracking guy.
Yep.
All of these guys were the same.
Yep.
I swear I was watching this movie and I got confused.
It was Luke Goss, Dolph Lundren, and other guys. That's the way to explain this crew.
And there's this whole training sequence, and I'm just like, really? You're going to send these guys on the top secret mission? And it's like they don't care. So it's kind of like you don't really root for them. So they're copy and paste characters.
Yeah, I'm giving the crew a 0. I thought they were lame as fuck.
Same. We have watched plenty of B-movie where there's overacting, there's crazy characters. All these guys were just the same character.
Yeah. Well, Lamar, I've tallied up the score.
Yes.
Between you and me, there was a total of 4 points. So we average it out to a flat out 2 out of 5 rating for this movie.
Yeah, it's at least bulk up the characters. Give them the wisecracking guy.
They were not interesting.
Guy. Yeah. They were not interesting at all. Same guy. I got confused. Mm-hmm.
You had somewhat of a plot.
Yes.
But it was just the characters were boring as hell. And don't ever let Dolph Lundren play a French person.
Only Russian.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, does that wrap this one up?
Yeah, wraps it up, Joe.
War Pigs. Peace.
Deuces.